is power. I can vouch for that fact. Please go about, ensure you're grounded, ensure your deen is at the core of everything you do. But you don't need to shout from the rooftops. Just let your actions speak and let your actions project what our deen is. And inshallah, that will get you where you need to be. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah, Councillor Shahid Mushtaq, and that was a very beautiful and pertinent message. That is exactly what we teach here, that it's through your actions, your adabs, that people will judge you, not because of your label that you are a Muslim, because we have seen many Muslims who do not portray the best adabs and behavior in their daily actions, in their daily roles, whatever they are doing. So it's like, you know, where we live, unfortunately, in most of the Muslim neighborhoods, you will find a lot of the non-Muslims no longer want to live there. This is the current state that we are in. It's because of our actions, the way we live, the way we behave. It should be the other way around, that the non-Muslims should be queuing up to buy houses in Muslim neighborhoods because they want to live next to the Muslim who has the best behavior, best adabs, and is the best neighbor. But unfortunately, we have a lot to learn, a lot to achieve yet in that respect. And that really is, you know, the message that we have to live our life as a Muslim, not just carry these labels around. And, you know, as a Muslim, we have to be living it practically. Like last week, a couple of weeks ago, when the Bagh Welfare Trust did an amazing challenge, the Snowdonia Mountain Challenge, where brothers and sisters participated. That is practically living Islam, where we, through our efforts, we are generating money to help the poor and the needy. And then we actually give the help to the people who actually need it, whether it's, you know, a new home, or it's us helping them with their sustenance through a little cart for self-employment or a business, or just giving them food. This is what practical Islam is about. So each and every single one of you, including myself, when we're out at work, we have to give people the best taste of Islam. Inshallah, that takes me to the next main segment of our presentation today, which will be delivered by the principal of the UK Academy of Islamic Sciences, our teacher, Sheikh Ahmed Dabag. And many of you, they need no introduction, as most of you know that this academy, UK Academy of Islamic Sciences, was an idea which was born out of their vision, where 10, 11, or just over 11 years ago, an idea was planted, a seed, where we should have our own curriculum, we should have our own centers, we should have our own academy producing alima and alim students. And alhamdulillah, obviously, there's more on the side of the almiya compared to the alims, but then a lot of work is obviously going on both sides and developing the future leaders of our community. This is what you have to think for yourself when you think about yourself. When you come here, you're being trained as a leader. Do not put yourself down, anything beneath that. You are a leader in your own right, some with a greater capacity, some with a smaller capacity. And that vision that started over a decade ago really is coming to fruition now through this global mission, from which now brothers are in Australia spreading this message of peace. And there's many, many more international tours planned nationally as well, up and down the country, where we are taking this message to the people. Unfortunately, people are not coming to the masajids and taking the message readily themselves. It's our job to take it out far and wide. So without further ado, it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome my teacher, your teacher, our role model, Sheikh Ahmed Dabag, the principal of UK Academy of Islamic Sciences. So they will now deliver the main segment of today's presentation, which, as I mentioned before, is to do with the global mission. So over to our honorable teacher, Sheikh Ahmed Dabag.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله صدق الله العظيم اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Also, with the greetings of peace and blessings, I give you the glad tidings and congratulate you that we are in the month of blessing, the month of the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the mercy for all mankind and all universe. And it is through him what droplet of wisdom and knowledge this world is benefiting everywhere, and we are also. And may Allah Azza wa Jal bless him and send infinite peace and blessings upon him forever and ever and ever, enable us to benefit from his teachings and his legacy, which we are trying to practice and carry on. Today, as you can see from the screen, that I want myself and yourself to know that how do we fit in this world, and what is our mission, and what we are doing, how does it contribute? Remember that Allah Jalla Majduhu, the Lord Almighty, the Lord of heavens and earth and the mighty throne, have infinite names and qualities, infinite names and attributes and qualities, not 99, but they are, as I said, without any number. Imagine now, in Allah's knowledge, He chose one name to represent His system and His message. And that name was His blessed name, As-Salam. As-Salam, what does it mean? It means the peace giver and the source of peace. So imagine from infinite, not 100, not million, not billion, not trillion, not zillions. From all those names, He chose one name to represent His Deen, His religion. So this is the origin of this blessed name. As-Salam is the origin of the Islam, the peace and security. So this means that He knew that actually that's what we would need on this face of the earth. Why? Because freedom of will be unleashed on this small planet. Although the vast universe, there's billions galaxies, and this earth is nothing really compared to that. But on this small planet, freedom of will, what does it mean? One person can destroy whole of the world, who have this nuclear arsenal at their disposal, for example. Freedom of will, one person can destroy life of one person, 1 million person. As you are seeing in the world from many, many centuries, wars, and now modern days we think that we are living in a civilized world, but there is war going on in Palestine, there is war going on in Kashmir, there is war going on in Yemen, there is war going on in Ukraine, there is war going on at the other countries, other parts of the world. And then there are wars going within the country, within tribes, between families, and between husband and wife, brothers and sisters, and organizations are at war, meaning they are negatively competing to outdo or each other. So I would like you to just to focus on this. This is our globe, our earth, which we share. Muslim, like our brother Counselor Shahid was saying, is really means the peacemaker. It's not to do with any tribe, any particular religion as it known, because this has been from the very beginning, from Adam al-Islam to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's not named after any person. Like, for example, I have a name and then religion is named after me. There are many religions which are named after people. This is the religion which is named after an idea, after a concept. You see, for example, a religion, which religion do you follow? I follow this, yes, this person name. So this Islam is not known as Muhammadanism, like Christendom, like Buddhist, named after those personalities who founded them or who are their leaders. But the strange matter is that this religion is not named after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's Islam, it's idea, it's a concept, it's a philosophy given that peace and security, the one who withholds peace and security, not of his own family, I am British, I am American, these are lines. A Muslim, a peace holder, a peace giver is universal. He is beyond actually even this globe, thinking about we shouldn't destroy Mars. We should establish peace on the moon. There shouldn't be fight in the space, etc., etc. Or in the vast actually kingdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's much more than beyond this actually, this is British, this is tribal, this is this person, this is this, no, beyond all these, beyond these religions after names. That is the fundamental, you may say, integrity. So now you see on the face of the earth, there is terrorism, we know, where there's illiteracy, there's corruption, there's murders, there are wars going on, disease, purposelessness, boredom, child abuse, poverty, all these things are happening on this face of the earth. Now, I was saying yesterday that there are many countries which are suffering, which are poor. The public is suffering. They don't have enough to eat. Why? The governments are eating up the public fund. The governments there are eating the public fund, the public resources. They are eating them up. They are filling their bank accounts in offshore companies, and their public is suffering. They don't have less resources. Be it actually Africa is very rich in resources. Asia, the weather, the other systems, they are even better than Europe actually. So why are they suffering? Why are they known as third world? They're not third world country. Whole globe is the first and only world. It is third class leaders and people who are actually governing them. They are not third world country. Every country is first class, is the first class country. Land, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed every land with different blessings. Some have oil. We see in desert, what can you, this land doesn't have anything. And we found that it has the most precious minerals, oils and other things. So there's no third world country. There's third class leaders who, what do? They are actually utilizing whole of the resources of the country and think they own, that's their bank account, and they are filling in their pockets and certain other individuals. That's why people are suffering, because some leaders are actually, you may say, using the public fund for their personal gain. And others, like welfare states, like we are in UK, I was giving, the government is not, but the public is looting the public fund. So that comes a long line of frauds, of benefit fraud and all these actually things which we do here. The public is abusing the public fund. So still the governments are integral, so people are surviving. But in some countries, The governments are using public, so the situation is much worse there actually. The public is suffering. Anyway, so this is what you can see on the screen. But what do we do? How do I fit in? What can I do? I am powerless individual trying to survive myself. I am a weak person, male or female. I'm a weak person. What can I do? Well, see in the next slide. Naturally, any sane person, any person who has some thinking, some sympathy, empathy, he thinks or she thinks, this is not right what's happening. Oh, something needs to be changed. How can I end this? Think about these questions. How can I establish peace? Nothing, the governments are not listening to me. No one, even my own family will not listen to me. What can I do? So there are two types of approaches. One is the wise and one is the unwise reaction to it. So let's say, so the two types of reactions, the wise and the unwise. The unwise one is to always shift blame on someone else, circumstances, environment, and things out of our control. So if only the leaders were not corrupt, we would not be in this situation. If the leaders of Security Council and UN were very good, we wouldn't have war, we wouldn't have this, etc. Then we'll be able to remove all these problems and things. These people then become demotivated and depressed as they feel helpless to change the system and leadership. If only this, that's their mindset. And because I don't have any jurisdiction, power, leverage in the UN or British government or any police, anything, so I become depressed, so I cannot do. So what do? So I just actually say, oh, this is a law of jungle in the face of the earth. Just catch whichever you can. Let me also get share, grab lawfully to fraud, through actually lawful means, unlawful means. Let me enjoy life, whatever I can, because everyone is doing, so I can't do anything. So demotivated. So people become demotivated, they resort to extremism, they resort to unlawful activities, because they think they are hopeless, they think nothing can be done, or these leaders will always be like this. People will always do wrong things, and so what shall we do? So some resort to unlawful activity, and some resort to extremism. That's where extremism and terrorism is born. When they think we cannot do in lawful matter, we can't do anything, so they say we'll kidnap people, we'll explode bombs, we'll inflict wars. Now you've seen war happening more than almost now, actually 6 months, 7 months, or more than a year actually. What is the result of the war in Ukraine? Are people benefiting? Are we benefiting? All these high prices which we are suffering, the milk has gone up, the petrol has gone up, it is because of these wars mostly happening. So we can't say, sitting in an island like a UK, oh, it doesn't bother us what people are suffering. No, it will come to your doorstep as well, the effect of it is. The war is happening in Kashmir from 70 years. What's the benefit? People are suffering, their thing. So when people see that nothing is changing and we can't change, then they resort to extremism. That's the unwise reaction, which brings more destruction, actually. So what's the wise reaction? As human beings, we are responsible for our own lives. Our behavior is a function of our decisions, not our conditions. So our behavior is function of our decisions. So the wise reaction is, in order to solve the problems of the world, what practical steps do I need to take to get there? Rather than blaming circumstances, governments, others, they look to see what they can achieve themselves and always have a positive outlook and a mentality. I can change things. I can create things, make the change. Example is, for example, there's a person, a young man, boy on a beach, and sometime at the shores the waves come and they bring fish, other things. In this case, starfish. They leave it on the sand and the waves go back. so they actually suffer and starve to death. So there were hundreds of starfish, let's say, on the beach. So there was one person, one child, he was picking up one, throwing it in the sea. Picking up the second, throwing it in the sea. But there were hundreds and hundreds. Some passerby, he said, "Oh, young man, you cannot save them all. You cannot save them. It's no use, actually. It won't make any difference what you are doing." He picked up one starfish and he threw and he said, "It will make difference to this one. It will make a difference of a world and life and death to this one which I have thrown." Meaning the mindset that what you can do. So now, just to summarizing this, what I mentioned before. So there are two circles. Matters within one's control. If you, circles of matters which is within one's control, circle of matters beyond one's control. So there are two things. Things which you can do, things which are beyond your control. So what you do, the circle matters within one's in control, the circle matters of beyond one's control, they have difference in it. Things which you can change and things which you cannot change. So the circle of matters within one's control is filled with bees. I can change my character. I can clean up my neighborhood. And the circle, the other one, which is, if only I had a better job, I would not take bribes. If only I had better leaders, we wouldn't be in, meaning these are the mindsets which develop. So when those people like yourself, we want you to be in these people, when you are doing things which within your control, you are really making a positive change and pushing and affecting yourself and the atmosphere around you and society towards goodness, because you're doing something, actually. And if you do the other things without your control, then actually, obviously, you think, well, I have no control, so you suffer more and more, and even you suffer yourself, and the circle of your choice even become actually slower and slower. So this mission, this prophetic mission of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Rabiul Awwal, the Prophet of Islam came. In Rabiul Awwal, he entered the city of Medina. Mission and purpose. What? Portrait of perfection, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, radiant embodiment of boundless compassion, spreading benevolent embrace to touch the hearts of all. A rahmah, a mercy for all. So he is the practical model for us, which even Muslim, non-Muslim alike, they have considered him the greatest ever leader, with character, with behavior, with honesty, with truth, and led politically and internationally, and dealt with all kinds of these problems. The Quran is the final version of the divine message, starting with Adam alayhi salam to Tawrat, Bible, Injil, Gospel. This is the final. So this is their theory. The sacred act of the most noble one's mission. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam desire was to establish peace on whole of the earth. And the message, and it's not that actually changing the religions of people. In Medina Tul Munawwara, in the Prophet Islam time, there were Jewish people living, there were Christian living peacefully, there were people of other religions living. That's their personal choice, whatever they do. Our purpose is to present the message and also create the environment which is peaceful. So with unwavering devotion and resolute purpose, we should be as humble followers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam embark on a sacred mission. What is that sacred mission? Within this divine discourse that discovered to blueprint of life's purpose and timeless manuscript elucidating the art and science of achievement of life, meaning that actually in whole of this spectrum and this life, to discover the true purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? I mentioned to you in the beginning, actually, in Surah Al-Asr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned. The summary of it is to beautifying your relationship with the divine, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the Creator, and beautifying your relationship with the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Jalla Majduhu. So that's the summary of Islam in 2 sentences. Beautifying your relationship with the divine in the vertical sense, and beautifying relationship with the creation, from human being to trees, to ants, to dogs, to everything actually there. So at the moment, we as an organization, mashallah, the students of Jamia and others, they have reached, and centers have been developed in these countries, Canada, America, United Kingdom, Denmark, Morocco, and Pakistan, Bangladesh. So this green shows where we reached. This yellow shows where our delegations have visited and done dawah work, but we don't have a center there, but we have people there. So the yellow one shows this. Places planned to visit. This one is the orange one now. At the very time now I'm speaking, in Australia, our brothers are there, passing the same message to Muslim and non-Muslim in Australia. So they are there, and New Zealand. People almost, it changes, it increases day by day, every day. 8 billion people live on the face of the earth. Still, 6 billion does not have even the message of Islam, in spite of all this technology, in spite of our numbers, because we are not doing our job, actually. Look, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had 100,000 and more Sahabis, and they spread the message to 1/3 of the world in their lifetime. And here we are living, having all at our disposal, and still 6 billion people even have not heard what is Islam, or the true picture of Islam. What they hear sometime from media, that's the wrong image they get. 5 billion almost are in Asia, 1.4 billion are in Africa, 750 million in Europe, in South America, about 500 million, and other Oceania population of 44 million. So what we intend, and what you should be intending to do, and you are taught to do, is to cover whole this world by 2028, by 1450 Hijrah, that this message, at least of peace, can be shared with every continent, with every major city. They accept or not, but that's what it is within our choice. So this way, you don't need to fight, you don't need to adopt any other means. It's with wisdom, with knowledge, with your own embodiment of character, your behavior, your dealing. You see, initially, one of the Shayukh, Sheikh Bahauddin Zakaria Multani Sohorwardi Rahimullah, he used to send preachers to different countries. And he said that when you go to that country, like we visited Malaysia and we asked people, how did Islam reach here? They said, through the students of Bahauddin Zakaria Multani, Rahimahullah, who is buried in Multan. Those times, he used to advise them. His students were plumbers, other workers as well. Some were working in different fields, handcrafts and things. But he would say, when you reach that country, do not preach about Islam. They say, well, that's the reason why you are sending us, and how shall we not preach about Islam? He said, do not preach about Islam, say a word about Islam and Allah and the Prophet of Islam, until you have won the trust of people through your financial dealings, and the hearts of people through your character. Once you won their heart through character and your trust through your financial matters, then they ask, where did you get this character and this trust and this amana and this truthfulness, honesty? Then mention Islam and Allah and His Messenger. Otherwise, you are going to do a disservice to Islam. Because they will say, okay, if this person, I say, I am Muslim, knocking on the door of the neighbor, please become Muslim, I want to take you into paradise. Okay, good and well. And the next week, you're fighting over a bin at the back, or a car parking space, or actually disturbing the neighbor, whatever. So how will that person understand that that this person want to give me a paradise but doesn't want to give me a parking space, or actually a bin? He can't let me use a bin. So you are doing then a disservice to Islam if you do the verbal actually speech and your character. That's what Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq rahmatullah alayhi said to his students when they were graduate. He said, do not use tongue, speech for preaching. So they said, oh master, how will we then invite people towards the truth? He said, through character and behavior. And when you've done character and behavior, then actually top it up like with speech, like icing on cake. What we are doing it, all our dawah is based on speech, and then we top it up with little bit of our action, very small action. That's not effective. Salt, pepper, spices, they are small number, small amount is required as such. Anyway, this you are seeing, that was the wish of the Prophet Islam, and that is the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which He wants that whole of the life on the face of the earth, from animal kingdom to human kingdom, jinnat, everyone lives peacefully. They can practice their own religion, their own ideology, but not harming others. That is what Islam is. The wars in Islam also was for peace when in the previous century. Like we have police force here. What is a police force? We can't say, oh, the police force does this, the army killed here this. Well, they are also here to establish peace. Sometime actually there. But that is the job or role of governments and meaning authorities, not our job actually. If we want to do something like this, we can get into the police force, we can get into army, we can get into government, we can then actually utilize our powers in lawful parameters, whatever is allowed. But otherwise, without that, you are an agent of peace through wisdom, through speech, through behavior. And this is how you want to see whole of the world green, meaning actually with peace prevails, where people are living peacefully. They live or not, that's not your problem, meaning your contribution towards it actually. So how do you do it? Now, the strategy we teach is, firstly, know yourself. If you don't know yourself, then you will be confused. Usually say there's identity crisis. In Islam, it's very easy. Your identity is spirit. Spirit is not a man, not a woman, not a gay, not lesbian, or anything. Spirit, Ruh is Ruh. So there's no confusion. Ruh is Ruh. Your identity is servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are identities which comes with the body. That is given after when you're a person. So know yourself. What is your Ruh? What is your body? What is your mind? What is your heart? What is your self? So the 5 entities in every human being. They have a body, they have mind, they have heart, they have soul, they have spirit. So knowing the Creator, that you should be sure, I say to even non-Muslim brothers and sisters, that you know you've not created yourself. And you know you've not created them. Who have done it? Have your father, mother, everyone, the government, and no one has done it. So the possibility is, or other possibility is, nothing has created them. That is one possibility. Okay, if nothing has, I have not done it, nothingness cannot create, then there have to be a power who have actually, you can name it whatever, but actually that there is a power actually which has created. Okay. So knowing the Creator and knowing the creation is there to test you so that you can be good to them and react in a best way to them and actually succeed and reflect the sifat of Allah. You see, Islam is about reflecting the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Many people ask, how can we be friends of Allah? Allah is merciful, reflect mercy on creation, you will also become a friend of Allah. Allah is generous, you also become generous. Allah is modest, you also practice modesty. Allah is a giving personality, you also become giving personality. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gentle, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Inna Allaha rafiqun wa yuhibbu rifq. Allah is gentle and He loves gentleness. So when you reflect this gentleness, this quality, this attribute of Allah, you are becoming closer and closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala jalla majduhu. Know your guide, which is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and know your purpose. Your purpose is to become kings and queens forever and ever in the kingdom of heaven, and trying to also establish peace on the face of the earth, which you are in, and me are in test. Allah wants every one of us. You want 10-bedroom mansion or palace. Allah wants much more. A mansion, a palace which has 70,000 bedrooms or 70,000 doors. In Jannah it's described, they're so big palaces. Allah wants much more for us. You want a car, Allah wants much more, higher things. You want health, Allah wants perfect health for us. You want life, you don't want to be ill, you want to life, long life, 100, 200 years. Allah wants millions and billions year life. So it's not that Allah Azza wa Jal, the Creator, wants us to keep us lower, but He wants to give us higher things. But in this world, this is a world of tests. This world, even if I make you now king and queen of whole of the world, you will not be able to achieve satisfaction and peace. Because your life will expire. Illnesses will come. Age will come. So this life is such that if today, without any confrontation, without any competition, you are the king and the queen of whole of the world, not only of UK, Europe, what will you do after 100 years? When you reach 100 years age, 90 years age. You have all the gold, silver, the flying planes, the flying cars, and everything. So this is the reality of this world. So, and then knowing how to fulfill your purpose. So the purpose is filled with, as we teach here, with the purification of the body, the mind, the heart and the soul. And that's reflected on whole of the earth, actually. So let's say we want to establish peace on whole of the, whole of the earth. That's what we want. That's our mission. That is actually, you are playing a role in there. How do we start? Then you begin establishing peace in your country. That's the way. You can't, if you're not in Australia there, how can you do? You don't have any authority and things. So you start with if you want to establish peace in your country where you're living in UK, then do it in your state and county first. That's where you begin. If you want to do your county, your state to be peaceful, prosperous, then what you do? You begin establishing peace in your city. If you want peace in your city, how do? You start establishing peace in your area, your very area. And if you want peace in your area, then actually establish peace in your locality. Your very locality, cleanliness, crime, other things, actually you can help, whatever. If you want to establish peace in your locality, then begin it establishing by peace in your street. Look at the people who live in the street. Keep the street clean. Look after the elderly people. Look, no crime happens. No one is suffering. People need to go. Very easy you can do. At least you have a... And if you want to establish peace in your street, then you should begin by establishing peace in your family. Street, being president, prime minister, councillor, no use if my own family, my own locality, my own is actually in tatters and there's nothing there. So that's not the right approach. So begin establishing peace in your family. If you want peace in the family, then start with yourself. Firstly, within yourself. Let your tongue, ears, eyes, hands, feet, stomach, private parts work, engage in positive activity. At least there's peace within yourself. Because only then, if I don't have water, I cannot give anyone water. If I don't have peace within myself, how can I give it to my spouse, my children, the world? You should begin by establishing peace in your body. And if you want in the body, then you should begin establishing peace in your mind. Your mind become purified with positive thoughts, with good mindset, prophetic mindset. And if you want peace there, then you should begin by establishing peace in your heart. What type of moral traits you have? Is it jealousy? Is it love? Is it arrogance? Is it humbleness? And if you want there, then actually you can over even emotional self. Emotional self means nafs, your emotions, anger, love, meaning establishing peace, managing, which is called emotional intelligence, how to deal with emotion. We don't know. So if anyone comes angry, it's a destruction. Anyone becomes in love, that's a destruction. How? I'm angry, I will break, use my stick, throw this in the house like it happens sometimes. People throw glasses, plates, and everything is broke because the person doesn't know how to manage their emotion of anger. Nor we know the emotion of love, how to control that. If someone comes in love, oh, I come in love with this woman, oh, she is married, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm in love, it doesn't matter. He might actually message her or seduce her, or the woman might seduce the man because I've fallen in love and destroy both families. So if you don't know how to manage emotions, the emotions will destroy you. You won't actually achieve anything. So simple. Start with your emotions, purification of the nafs, heart, mind, body, family, locality, area, city, country, then continents, and then the earth. And a person can actually. So earth, your individual body is also an earth. It's made of dust. It's made of the materials which are on the face of it. So one is the earth, the globe, and one is the earth from head to toe. This earth has 7 continents in the world. Your earth also has 7 continents. The tongue, eyes, ears, hands, stomach, private parts, feet. If you want peace here on the 7 continents, the earth, start from there, and then you can work your way onwards. You reach the purpose, or you may say goal or not. Allah is not concerned. Allah says you should do good intention and start the effort with starting with yourself, then with your family. Then, as I said, we have intention of reaching whole of the world, even non-Muslim, even atheists. Because atheists come, they say, oh, what can we take about? We don't believe in God. We say, do you believe in peace? Yes, let's establish peace within ourselves and on the face of the earth. Let's be partners in that. If you don't believe in God, that's your issue. But we will present the message to you. But that doesn't mean we should cause chaos and on the face of it. If you are, I say to them, if you are atheists, we believe there is a paradise in the heavens, and we will get there. You don't believe, so you have to make paradise here. You should be more concerned about peace than even us, because we have hope in the getting to paradise, life after death, and you say there is nothing, so you should be more stronger partner in peace. Okay, the ibadah is a personal matter, the worship, you believe or not, but we can work. So on this we can bring every religion, even non-religion, faith people, non-faith people, Muslims together, that we should use our body positively, our mind positively, our heart actually positively, our soul positively, and our capabilities positively, at least to make this life actually peaceful. And if you want to work for the next life, okay, Islam has a full system for that as well. So that is where you fit in, my daughters and brothers and sisters and who are sitting, that you fit in there, you can contribute positively, starting with yourself, helping us, reaching the 4 corners of the globe, and inshallah, whilst doing that, whilst establishing this, if we die, we are successful. You look, 124,000 plus minus prophets came. Have whole the world changed? No, but they were all successful. Because Allah Azza wa Jal just wanted to see that what they have done, what was ever in their capacity. So this, mashallah, in UK Academy of Islamic Sciences, what you are learned, you are the force of the peace. You are the soldier in that army of peace. positively establishing. As I said, the strategy is very, very clear. You don't need to even fight for someone, you don't need to go into even election or oppose the governments or anything, just what you do. And if you want, you can lawfully participate in any agency as well, that is up to you. But we have a program, a strategy which you can follow to establish peace without actually interfering in anyone or opposing anyone or competing with anyone negatively. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala firstly enable myself and then yourself actually to participate and be a participant in this noble cause. There's no organization, you should become member or anything. If you want peace, you are part of it and you can see how you can do it, and alhamdulillah, you can be our partner. Governments can be partners, people can be partners, everyone can be partners, because there is no competition, there is no stake. Whole of the world and the people of the whole of the world are your family, and whole of the world is your home, and you want to make it peaceful. And that is where UK Academy of Islamic Sciences also plays a small role of teaching, and then the others. Jazakumullah sanal jaza, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruk wa natubu ilayk. If you want to become part of that, there is the website, and also you can also, inshallah, participate.
And motivation, this is nothing but just inspiration for each and every single one of you, myself included, to make a difference in this world, because we don't want to leave this world without leaving our impact and stamp on the lives of other people. And we hope that is a positive stamp that we leave in our interactions in this world with other people. Inshallah, now we go towards our actual graduation ceremony for the awarding of the gifts and the trophies. If the administrators from the sister side can get the students ready, inshallah, I will start calling the names out. I'll request our honorable teacher to just remain seated, and inshallah the trophies will be passed. Okay, inshallah, first we have Oldham Foundation Year 2. And when I call your names out, please come out to the front towards, in that order, and the trophies will be passed out. First, Aisha Iqbal. Then Mahnur Ikram. Zainab Afzal. Year 1 diploma and part-time. Where is it? Can you click? Amina Begum, Rehana Iman, Rumaisa Khan. Okay, give me the clicker. Umama Fahad, Sophia Raja, Amina Nasir. Year 3 diploma and part-time, Safa Hussain, Umayma Abbas, Zaiba Azid. Year 4 diploma part-time, Meiraya Hassan, Aisha Hassan. Year 5 diploma and part-time, Itba Shoaib, Taiba Imran, Faria Noor. Graduates of 2023 from Oldham, Arisha Khan, Rehana Riaz, Safa Khatun. Now we're on to Bolton, Year 1 Foundation, Madiha Khan, Hana Karekur, Hamna Anwar. Year 2 Foundation, Aisha Jiva, Khatija Khan, Zaina Khan. Year 1 Full-Time Alamiya from Bolton, Aisha Ahmed, Amal Nawaz, Maryam Sajjad. Year 2 Full-Time Alamiya, Alia Waris. Graduate from Bolton, Zahra Khan. Cromsall Heaton, part-time Alamiya, Year 3, 4 and 5. Khatija Zara, Year 3. Amreen Hussain. And Rabia Kausar. Cromsall Foundation Diploma, Najma Ziai, Maria Noor, Sataish Ziai, Foundation Diploma Class, Year 2, Saba Liaquat, Taiba Talat, Sumaya Taskeen, Alima Urdu, Year 4, Shamsa Khan. And now moving on to Birmingham, Diploma, Year 1, Sabia Wakar, Alaina Wakar. Year 1, part-time, Samira Ahmed, Khalima Sadia, Maryam Rabia Ahmed, part-time, Year 2. So I'll slow down for a moment just to make sure the traffic gets cleared. Part-time, Year 2, staying in Birmingham, Shanaz Begum, Nusaiba Sadiq, and Paruma Begum. Year 3 to Year 6, part-time Alamiya, Atiya Hussain, Bushra Parveen, and Hana Majid. Graduates 2023 from Bolton, Zara Khan, Habiba Khan, Aisha Khan, Sumaya Hussain. From Birmingham, Atiya Hussain and Hafsa Majid. Urdu Online, Shamsa Khan, Safina Jabin, and Saima Tanveer. Moving on to Oldham, Arisha Khan, part-time Alamiya course, Rehana Riaz, Safa Khatun, Myra Iqbal, Fahima Begum, Fatiha Akhtar, Hania Noor, Maniba Ahmed, Farhana Akhtar. And we also have two sisters from Denmark, Sana Iqbal and Ikra Mahmood. That's the end of the sisters. Sorry? Who's that? Nobody's giving me any. Nobody's giving me any details. Okay, just give. Okay, now there's an award for the Teacher of the Year. Every year, UK Academy of Islamic Sciences likes to honor their teachers for their hard work and give them some recognition. And for this year, we have Ustada Sumaira Mozam. If you can come forward and collect your award from the blessed teacher. Sumaira Mozam, if she is here. Inshallah, some awards for brothers next. If brothers can line up on this side. Brothers are being awarded for Islamic Essentials Level 1. First place we have Sahir Ali, then Zain Hussain and Iftihar Ali. And we're also giving out certificates for participation to Hamza Ali, Hassan Ahmed, Abdul Rahim Khan. Have we given all the brothers? Jazakallah. You know, like the way, okay, brothers may sit down now. The way every year we recognize the students for their hard work and for their participation. We've just honored the teacher for her hard work and recognize her. But above all, under the supervision and guidance that this academy runs, we have to thank our blessed teacher, Sheikh Ahmad Dabagh, for the continuous guidance and the continuous efforts that they put in to shape and to basically mold the students through their continuous guidance, nasiha, and their efforts in creating the future leaders of the world, not just in these zaviyas where they really are creating world leaders who will be really going forward and taking this message of peace through this global mission of peace. So we would like to request our administrators from UK Academy of Islamic Sciences to honor our teacher Sheikh Ahmad Dabagh with a small gift. And no gift can be sufficient to thank them for their hard work that they have put in the UK Academy of Islamic Sciences, for all the work that they do. So we can only just thank them with our words, really, and with the best gift that we can give them. They've said this with their own words, is that if we follow the advice that they give, if we become the world-class students and the leaders that they envisage each and every one of us to become, that is the best way to thank them. But with our words, Hazrat Sheikh Ahmad Dabagh, we would like to thank you for all your efforts. Jazakallah khair. What do you want to do now? Jazakallah for everyone. We are heading towards our closing ceremony now. And we've given all the gifts. We've given all the awards for the recognition. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all for your hard work, especially our sisters and daughters. It is really their event today. For them, we have come together to honor them and to recognize their achievement. We have had many dignitaries who have come to bless us with their presence. I would like to request the Lord Mayor of Oldham, Zahid Chauhan Saab, to come and just say a few words as part of the closing ceremony. Zahid Chauhan is the Lord Mayor of Oldham.
Assalamu alaikum, Jazakallah brother. Just to clarify, even before becoming a Lord Mayor, I think I've been coming here for 9-10 years, and thank you to Raja Zafar Sahab, who kindly always reminds me and invites me. And I come here because I actually enjoy listening to Hazrat, a message which is very, very close to my heart, a message of love, message of peace, and actually something Hazrat said today again: how do we become a good citizen? Before even you pretend to be a good Muslim or start preaching Islam, how do we become a good human being and set a scene for others, where we don't have to say, come and accept Islam, where people start saying, why you are like that? And I give you a very small example. I was only a few days ago, and it's some things you reflect and observe all the time. After fueling a petrol station, I was just about to pay in a petrol station, and there was a Muslim brother in front of me. And he paid for petrol from a separate card, and then he paid for a coffee from a separate card. And the shopkeeper at petrol pump, he said to him, said, why you are paying from two different cards? And he said, one is for business use and one is for my personal use. And he said, business is yours as well, and they knew each other. And I'm just listening to them, and this coffee is yours as well, and you sort of like can pay for both from business card. And he said, and he qualified that by saying, no one is going to question you. And he said, of course no one can question, it's my business. I'm doing it for Allah Ta'ala, not for anyone else, because I'm allowed to use my car, petrol, for business purposes. That's why I'm paying for it. And for personal use, coffee is for my personal use, I should pay from my pocket. And I was really inspired listening. I was just standing there and reflecting, and it was really inspired. And I said, what a great example. And I hear all day long, and I would appreciate guidance from Hazrat. I hear all day long when people say, oh, well, this is not a Muslim country, hence not following the law, not following the rule is acceptable. Personally, to me, it's not acceptable. And then they say, well, it's okay, the two separate things. I think something Hazrat again said, that's where probably the identity crisis starts. And I always believed that to be a good Muslim, you have to be a good citizen, and you need to follow the rules and principles of place where you live. So whether it's a benefit fraud, insurance fraud, anything else fraud, you cannot purify yourself, neither your soul, neither your spirit, and pretend that you're going to be a preacher of Islam. So I really enjoyed. Thank you, Hazrat, for your words of wisdom. And may Allah keep us under your guidance, the future as well. And thanks again.
Jazakallah Zahid Chauhan Saab, current Lord Mayor of Oldham, who's been supporting us and been attending our graduation ceremonies for many years prior to today. And it's a miracle that today we are finished before schedule. So normally we overrun, but today we are finished before our scheduled time. Alhamdulillah. All I would like to say is I just thank every single person for coming, participating. A lot of work and time and effort has gone into putting this event together. There are sisters who have been working behind the scenes, likewise with the brothers as well. And each and every single person has come together to make this event a success. And it starts not just from the top with the vision of our blessed teacher, but with the teachers, the administrators, and last but not least, the students, because the students are the ones who make this academy thrive. And inshallah, we have a great vision for this academy. Soon we will be finalizing on a center in Bolton. So we will have our own first center which we own, rather than us renting other centers around the country in the different places that we are involved in. So in Bolton, inshallah, watch out for the messages. And that message is going to be for fundraising to help complete on this center. And that will be our first sort of platform not only just for our sisters to come together in a professional environment to learn from, but also as a platform for us to use as a base to spread this message of peace globally, internationally. So keep an eye out for that message. And thank each and every single one of you who have participated to make this a success. It just leaves for me to request our Honorable Teacher Sheikh Ahmed Dabag to close with the dua. After the dua, please stay behind for the food. Food will be served very, very shortly as well. And so over to our Honorable Teacher to close this ceremony officially with a collective dua. So,
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All infinite praise, all glory is for you, the Lord of heavens and the earth and the mighty throne. And whatever the creation exists, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, or the most merciful and the most compassionate, send peace and blessings upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and upon all the prophets and the malaika and all the pious and the righteous from Ahlul Bayt and the Sahaba and all of this ummah, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Ya Rabbal Alameen, you have created us with love. Enable us to now live with love and die in love and resurrected on the day of judgment from the ones, those who love you and your creation, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Enable us to live by peace and Islam and die with Iman and resurrected with the pious and the righteous. Ya Rabbal Alameen, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, we are such people that we cannot claim any knowledge or wisdom or good character. We need knowledge from your knowledge, wisdom from your wisdom. Bestow wisdom and knowledge upon us, and the good character which reflects your divine attributes and the akhlaq of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, enable us to purify our bodies, our hands, our eyes, our feet, our speech, and our hearts and mind and our souls. Enable us to become embodiment of the prophetic conduct. Enable us to become a means and source of peace for whoever interacts with us, whoever comes in touch with us. Let us leave them in a better state than before, in a better condition than before, in a better hope than before. Ya Rabbal Alameen, we are nothing, but we have a big vision. We rely upon you to establish peace on the whole of the earth so that the people, humanity, can live peacefully and enable us to convey your beautiful message in the most beautiful way. Ya Rabbal Alameen, whoever is suffering anywhere in the world in the form of wars, earthquakes, there and in many ways inflation and poverty, especially in countries which are suffering economically, and people are suffering, and people are so upset and stressed that they are developing stress and suicidal tendencies. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, help them and enable us who have something and who have nothing, enable us to help them according to the best of our capacity. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, establish peace on this face of the earth, especially the country which we are living. Bless them with guidance and Iman and prosperity and security. And Ya Arhamar Rahimin, as such we have desire for whole of the planet. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, whoever is suffering in any way, relieve them. Whoever is ill in any way, in homes, in hospitals, anywhere they are suffering from physical or mental or spiritual illnesses, grant them shifa. Especially our brothers have requested for their spouse. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, bless them with shifa and cure from yourself. Ya Rabbal Alameen, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Malika Yawmiddin. Last request we make, that when we die, we want to die in the state which you are pleased with us. We want to die when we are leaving the world more in a better condition than before. Bless all the students, especially our sisters and daughters and teachers who have done this all effort and endeavor to make and establish the peace and security in the hearts and the minds of these individuals so that they can become the agents of peace for the society. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, whoever is doing any unlawful endeavor for the betterment of humanity, bless them, and whoever is doing against it, guide them towards the right path. We leave all matters and affairs of dunya and akhirah to you, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Ya Rabbal Alamin, bless the people who have actually come for support, our mayor and councillors and the media and our teacher, administrators, and the place which we are using, who are facilitating for us. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, whoever has contributed, bless them with the goodness of this world and hereafter. Forgive us, our parents, our relatives, and all the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Jazakallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take you home safely and inshallah till the next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Message from the sky, a mercy for mankind. If you lose your way, we'll always be your guide. Far greater than this world, moves with its words. Fixed every part of me and put my heart at ease. And Allah knows words heal the soul, most beautiful of miracles. The more you read, the more you feel Allah's love with every beat. Al-Quran, Nurun wa Bayan. Al-Quran, Hadiyul Iman.
May I request all the brothers and sisters to take their seats at the back where the food will be served. So please.